Welcome to Operations Analytics. I am Dr. James Rowe from Rowan University. In this lecture, we will cover inventory management control. Inventory management is almost everywhere, and there are only a few businesses that can operate without inventory. In this lecture, we will learn the importance of inventory management and various quantitative methods to minimize inventory management cost. Since this is the last module, let's look at the overview of operations analytics. By covering this topic, we will conclude descriptive analytics. Quality management and inventory control models were coming under descriptive analytics. So far, we have learned linear programming and its various applications, which pertain to prescriptive analytics. Then we learned time series forecasting, simulation modeling, and waiting line and queuing theory, which is related to predictive analytics. Today, we are concluding the operations analytics lectures by looking at descriptive analytics. The learning objectives are many for this lecture, as there are many things to cover. The first thing is we want to understand the importance of inventory control. Second, we want to grasp EOQ model. And third, handle inventory problems without instantaneous receipt. Fourth, solve inventory problems with quantity discount model. And five, apply the use of safety stock to inventory management. And six, compute single period inventory quantities using marginal analysis. These six topics or objectives we'll have and cover this lecture. So the agenda is the first that we want to understand the significance of inventory control, and then EOQ model and various inventory models. And we will learn, 5 of them and conclude this lecture. So the first question that we want to answer is why inventory control? In other words, why inventory management is so significant? Inventory is an asset, but is also a liability until it has been sold. An undersupply means you might not be able to meet a surge in customer demand when the company recovers. An oversupply ties up too much cash. It is very expensive to store inventory. Inventory can go bad, and if you don't move it, that can mean the difference between profit and loss. If your company happens to be a supplier for a much larger company, the larger company will want to know that your inventory management capabilities are very dependable. So why inventory is significant? 50% is a very good explanation. The first reason that inventory is essential is that it is one of the most expensive assets of many companies, representing as much as 50% of total invested capital. In other words, about 50% of your capital is locked in inventory. In a distribution environment, inventory accounts for between 6% to 20% of sales. If an organization is earning 4%, it would take $2,500 in new sales to make up for $100 in lost inventory. Remember that these inventories are not covered into the profit yet. It's a liability until they are transformed into final products and sold to the customers. In this regard, the inventory is a large portion of liability for businesses. Poor planning, uneven customer demand, quality issues, design inconsistencies, and fluctuating field service inventories create the need for reasonable amount of inventory. Generally speaking, one can hide a problem of operations by carrying a large amount of inventory. According to this view of lean inventory, a large amount of inventory means poor operations management and many problems. This is often the case. In this view, maybe we can compare inventory to credit card debts. If a person is carrying a large amount of credit card debts, it is often the case that the person's spending is out of control and undisciplined. The low amount of credit card debt will show the financial strength of a person maintains. In the same way, a large amount of inventory can mean undisciplined operations and cause problems with the cash flow of an organization. Even though inventory can be a problem, why do businesses carry inventory? This water tank picture might be the explanation. Do you see any parallel between this figure and inventory management? Why do we need this water tank? Risk and uncertainty in this demand and supply, work in progress, scheduling, and so forth. Sometimes people would go on strike for a month and they will save you from the trouble. Disasters like earthquake and COVID-19 can strike a region or a country, and companies cannot maintain the continuity of their operations without the secure amount of inventory. It can be used, in other words, mitigating risk and improving operations efficiency by using inventory control. The question is how big the tank should be. Taichi Ono, the inventor of Toyota production system, recommends keeping it small. It is possible not to carry any inventory. Only disciplined business can operate efficiently with a little amount of inventory. We can say that inventory management is about discipline. If you don't know what is happening in your supply, demand, and your own operation, you have to make a huge water tank and hold them for a long time. The small amount of inventory level means that the business is able to mitigate risk and run operations lean.